Welcome to Nail Chronicles, where I tell y'all my crazy client story times while I do my nails. This story isn't the craziest one, but it's definitely one of the craziest. If you haven't caught up on the whole Chronicles, go ahead and check out the playlist. I definitely have to give you some background on how this person is so y'all get the feel for why everything went how it went. I don't really think I would consider her a client, but I'm going to call her a client for the sake of this story. She always would come around the family. She would even refer to my mom as auntie or aunt, if y'all don't know what that means. She had a really rough background and that could pull on some people's heartstrings, which it did ours. So she would always come to the house and she'll need help with certain things and we would help her out. So she was a really familiar face to me and my sister. If you're new here and you did not know, me and my sister share my nail shed together. She does braids, I do nails. So she will always come by and get like prices and things for my sister and knock on the door for her. She really didn't question me like that. Her graduation was around the corner and she asked me how much would it be for a certain nail set and she sent me a picture on Instagram. I told her how much it would be and she was like, okay, let me ask my mom and I'll get back to you. She texted me later on that day and told me that she wouldn't be able to get it done. So I was like, okay. She came by a few days later and invited us to her graduation party. But since I was working at the time, I wasn't able to go. When she first came up and mentioned the graduation party to us and told me that it was that weekend, I already knew that I wouldn't be able to go because I'm like, I work on the weekends. So I was just like, okay, I know that in my head, like, okay, I'm going to get her a nice graduation gift. When I stopped at the first store and I walked in, I grabbed her some lip glosses, some lashes, and then I was like, okay, I could find some press-on nails in here that she could put on real quick, when she wanted to get cute. They had a few press-ons in there, but I was really looking for the ones that mimic nail tech's work, like the extra ones. Because since she wasn't able to come to me, I was like, okay, I could still give her some nails that look similar to mine. I went to the second store and they had galore of all the press-ons that I was actually looking for. Like when I tell y'all I was so confused and so conflicted on which ones I wanted to get, I was just like, oh my goodness, what if she don't like this one? What if she don't like this one? She said her favorite color is purple. I would get this one. I ended up grabbing her like 3 press-ons and I stopped at another store that same day to get her a gift bag. And I bagged it up, made it look very cute. And I got her a little card. Since I was going to work really early that day, I just told my mom, hey, if you see her or if you stop by the party, just give her this bag and tell her congratulations. A few days went by and she texted me on Instagram and told me that she needed help putting the press-ons on. So we came up with a certain time. She stopped by the nail shed and I just went ahead and put the press-ons real quick for her. Now I need y'all to pay attention because all this happened in the span of days. It did not happen back to back. As I was in there putting the press-ons on, she was telling me how she needed them to last for when her graduation was. And I was like, when is your graduation? And she was like, it's in about a week. I'm like, I don't think these are going to last for about a week. I was like, you have to be very careful with them. And the reason why I was saying that, because when I bought the press-ons from the first store initially, you can't really tell like what kind of glue or adhesive is in the box with the press-on. So when she brought it to me, all it had in the box was those little sticky tabs. And I'm like, this is not going to do it. That's why I was telling her, this is not going to last a week plus. Like, it might last you for a day or a few hours, but not a week plus. Like, you need the real glue. Now, if she would have bought me the more sturdier press-ons that I got her from the second store, those would have lasted her a week plus. I just went ahead and put the press-ons on to the best of my ability, and she went her way and I went my way. However many days went past and I was sitting in the kitchen doing my schoolwork when I got a phone call from Instagram. Now, when the phone initially rang, I did not answer it because I was in the middle of school doing my schoolwork. I'm like, girl, why don't you just text me, send me a little voice note, something? So I didn't answer it. So it rang the second time. So I was like, all right, I'm going to get up and answer it. I answered the phone call and she was telling me, hey, the press-ons came off. She went to the nail shop and her nails just popped off the same day that they did them. And she was asking me, could I soak them off? Because she tried to take some of them off, but they were still on. In my head, I'm like, okay, this is a foreign soak off. So I told her how much it was going to be. It was $20. And she was just venting to me a little more as we was on the phone call, telling me how she could have just came to me instead of paying however much she paid at the nail salon. And I'm like, yeah, you really could have. Because even though she was on a budget, I could have still worked with that knowing that it was her graduation nails. Because when she sent me the nails that she originally wanted me to do for her graduation and I gave her the price on them, she really didn't try to negotiate with me on what I can do to kind of lower the price down. She was so hell-bent on those nails and she just decided not to get them if she couldn't get that set. She was trying to come get the soak off that day, but I was in the middle of doing my schoolwork, literally. I was like, no, we can schedule this tomorrow at this certain time. That's that. Come by, soak it out for you. The day comes for me to do her soak off. She comes in the nail shed. I look at the nails. The nails, you could tell that she tried to bite them off because they weren't like no type of lint there or nothing like that. Like it was just like product in the middle of the nails. So I went ahead, got my soaking bowls, and we started to soak off. We started talking and she's telling me how the principal at the school was trying to get her to sign up for college, things like that. I'm like, oh, that's good. Why you don't, sign up for it? And she was like, I don't want to sign up for it. I don't have to. She needs to leave me alone. I'm like, oh, okay. Now, I'm not going to lie. Her saying that did kind of make me side-eye her because it's like, why you don't want to help your situation? After I finished soaking the nails on, I asked her, did she want me to put the other press-ons on? And she was like, no, I'm going to do it. And she just handed me $5. Mind y'all, I told her 20. And you know what she told me? She was like, my mom's going to give you the rest of it. Girl, just like how I be telling y'all beginner nail techs to make sure that y'all are strict on y'all boundaries and y'all rules. Like, do not let up on them. And I feel like her situation really tugged at my heartstrings, and that's what caused me to let up on it. I'm not really going to speak on her situation because it's not my place. This situation is not old neither. That's why I learned from this situation and I'm taking it as this is straight business. I can't have no heartstrings when it comes down to this, even down with family. You pay my money now and that's that. After this day, it was either 1 day or 2 days that went by. And I have not seen her in a while. Usually I'll see her around, but I have not seen her at all. On this day, I was taking my clothes to the washateria. I went in, I put my clothes in the washing machine. I waited there until my clothes got done, went ahead, put them in the dryer, and I left back out. Mind you, this washateria is in close vicinity of the neighborhood. Keep that in mind. I got caught up doing some errands, so when I came back, I was really rushing because it was like, I think 15 or 20 minutes before the washateria is about to close. So I was like, oh, hell no. You're not about to lock my clothes in here. When I first walked in, I was looking to see if they had any of those basket things that you sit the clothes in. Usually they have them by the front door, but they were gone. So I'm kind of panicking, running around a little bit. So there's 2 ways that you can get into this washateria. There's 2 double doors. Now, when I walked through the first double door, it was an aisle, and then they have 3 aisles. So it's like aisle, washing machines, aisle, washing machines, aisle. And then the dryers are on the back wall. I'm really trying to paint a picture for y'all so y'all can see how this whole thing happened. I'm speed walking through the middle aisle to get to the 3rd aisle because I could look through the cracks and I seen that the baskets were all the way on the other side on the 3rd aisle. So as soon as I finished coming down that aisle and I hit the corner to go down the 3rd aisle, the man has it all blocked off and he's mopping. He looked at me and I felt like he already knew what I needed. And he was like, you need something? And I was like, yeah, I need one of the baskets. And he turned and looked at the ones that was behind him. And then I guess he noticed I just mopped this floor and I'm about to walk all the way over there. So he was just like, okay, you could grab this one right here. Just take this one. I'll replace it. And it was like one sitting in front of the dryer. So I was like, okay, that's fine. Soon as I turn around, she's standing in my face. Like she looked like she's seen a ghost. And when I say she, the one who owed me money from doing her nails. And we're just sitting there staring at each other. I don't know if it felt like we were staring at each other longer than we actually was, but it felt like a long time. And it's like she kind of snapped out of staring at me and she just started rambling like real fast. Like, I was going to give it to you. Da-da-da-da. I could, And then she looked at these cup of coins that she had. She had a big cup of quarters. And she was like, here, you could just take however much is in here. Just take how much ever is in here. Mind y'all, this whole interaction, I have not said anything to her. So I grabbed the cup and I poured the quarters out and I started counting them. And it ended up coming up to like $7. As I'm counting these coins, I hear somebody behind me say, you just giving out my money? I didn't give it to you just to give it out. So I kind of turned my head and looked back to see who this is going off like this behind me. Whole time, it's her mom. So as I'm scooping the coins and putting them back in the cup, her mom is going off on her, telling her, come on, get these clothes out, get these clothes out, da 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 da. And the bag that she had her clothes in, it was sitting next to me. And I see, like, out the corner of my eye as I'm scooping the coins, she, like, snatches the bag. And I just started giggling because I'm like, do she not know that I'm the person who she owes money? That your daughter is just not sitting here giving the money to a complete stranger. After I ended up getting my clothes and ended up leaving, I text her the next day telling her, hey, if you want your nails done by me next time, I'm going to need all my money up front. Because I was still being nice, because I did still feel bad about her whole situation. And I'm like, okay, if she still needs her nails done, period, point blank, I want my money up front. I'm not doing them if, ands, or buts. Please let me know down below what y'all would have done in this situation. Make sure y'all catch up on the Nail Chronicles playlist, because they have some more tea in there. Or you like the video and subscribe to the channel and turn on your notifications so you can know the next time I post. And I'm going to see you guys in my next one. Bye.